Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is November the 15th, 2017. Buy and hold, strong hand, golden hold. All right. I meant to say this the other day. There's never been a day like this before in cryptocurrency. I mean, I can say that like every day. This is such an exciting time. Every day, there's never been a day like this before. I mean, you got to love life. You really have to love life, people, in this space. It is amazing. All right. Bitcoin is the world reserve cryptocurrency. I'm going to take questions at the end of this show, probably. So we'll go through all these topics. And then at the end, you could tune out if you don't like hearing questions. I will take Bitcoin and cryptocurrency related questions. It's not an ask me anything. So have your questions at the end. I can't see them now. I'll be able to see them easier with the super chat, of course. So on Friday, today's Wednesday, right? Friday, this week in Bitcoin, I'm working on the time, but the guests are going to be Juan Galt, BTC Benny from BTC Sessions, and Crypto Medici, who is he's a Twitter guy that you might know. And yeah, so and Juan Galt will probably talk about Dash for all you Dash people out there. That always stirs people up. Also, remember, I'm part of the World Crypto Network now. I link to the podcast below. They have all these awesome podcasts. I'm one of their podcast people. This very show will be on their podcast site. You'll be able to listen in podcast form, and they make it sound nicer. They make it look nicer, but you can't even see anything. That's the way I like it, not being able to see anything. Okay, so before we get into the one main topic of crypto dividends, and there's so much exciting news with Bitcoin crypto dividends and a Bcash one also. Today there was a coup in Zimbabwe. And a year ago, I was in Zimbabwe because the great Tawanda Kembo invited me to speak at his conference that he put on. And all of you know Tawanda. If you're familiar with my show, Tawanda Kembo is in charge of the exchange there. And he's been on this show numerous times and has given us very useful information about the real Bitcoin situation in Zimbabwe. I think my channel, of all the Bitcoin channels and media outlets out there, has given the, really the real story of Zimbabwe, thanks to Tawanda Kembo. And without getting too much into anything, because the situation is obviously very tense there right now. There are tanks on the streets where I was just a year ago. So I'm thankful that the event was last year and not this year. But Tawanda is okay. Let's leave it at that. I have been in touch with Tawanda. So if you're worrying about Tawanda, he is fine. And and also, a year ago, it's so funny because now Robert Mugabe is going to be out of power, obviously. And someone similar to him, Fidel Castro, died last year when I was in Zimbabwe. And I rejoiced openly that Castro was dead on this very channel. And people said, oh, how can you be so happy that this murderer is dead? And I was just like, what the heck? So, but we look back now and look how much Bitcoin has progressed since then. So if you're one of those feel-good virtue signalers who just likes to say, oh, how can you say an evil person is dead? That's a bad thing. And you just did social justice stuff all this time between now and then, while I bought and held Bitcoin. Look at what a difference. Capitalism is great. The true capitalism is great. What Mugabe believed in, what Fidel Castro believed in, not so good at all. And if you were on my side of things, you really love life this last year, baby. Wow, did Bitcoin explode. And if you're a social justice warrior, I guess you got your jollies too. And now one of your heroes they got rid of him too, Mugabe. But and by the way, the leadership that's going to take over there now, wait and see approach. Let's not get into Zimbabwe now. But yeah, be proud of having the opportunity. You have the opportunity to become wealthy. be proud that so many people, thanks to tyrants, have not had the opportunity to become wealthy and to take advantage, you know, and to live with freedom. So freedom to Zimbabwe. Hopefully this is going to turn out all right for them. At least Robert Mugabe's wife is not going to become the president of their country, which was going to happen. I mean, unbelievable how they run these countries. Okay, so and one other thing. Tweet of the day, Andy Hoffman, GBTC plunging with Bitcoin up. Could this be an upcoming ETF approval? Mean an upcoming ETF approval? Okay, yeah, check out that link, Andy Hoffman's cryptogoldcentral.com. Yeah, if GBTC, if that fund is going down, that might mean that someone knows the ETF is getting closer to approval. I won't get into all the specifics. All right. Also, another thing, I used to, you know, you can check out the links below, get t-shirts from Crypto Graffiti with the Meister discount code, Trezors at cryptohwwallet.com. But another thing that you see down there are all my addresses of my various cryptocurrency addresses that you can send cryptocurrency to me if you want to. I'm going to add a Bgold one, hopefully, and all of you should too, because it's part of the United States of Bitcoin and is a friendly fork. But because I started, for various reasons, my original Bitcoin address went to a blockchain.info, an old account of mine. And over time, that address, I had about 1.3 Bitcoin at it. And I cleaned out the address relatively recently. And I was entitled to some Bcash. And blockchain.info is a really funky site, to say the least. And they didn't make it, you couldn't get your Bcash originally. Well, I checked out that account, and this is a public service announcement. If you had Bitcoin at blockchain.info, go check out your old accounts, because now if you go to the preferences and mess around a little bit, you can get your Bcash that they owe you. So all of a sudden I have 1.3 free Bcash from blockchain.info. Like, isn't the beauty of the crypto dividend just personified there? Well, not personified, but put into real life right there. I just get like $1,500 free worth of cryptocurrency just out of the blue. I mean, or whatever, 0.25 worth of Bitcoin, whatever it's worth now, because it was 1.3 Bcash. So that is just a free, I mean, money, like value is flowing so much through this when you're a holder. It is amazing. It is just amazing. And you can go to an old address of yours and all of a sudden become that much wealthier. So cool. Yeah. Anyway, so what is up? So let's talk about Bgold first. Bgold is going to be the first one we talk. Well, I guess I talked about Bcash just now, but Bgold is the first Bitcoin crypto dividend we're going to talk about with an update. Now, first of all, the price has been dropping. It's like in the 0.2 something BTCs. But they haven't listed it on CoinMarketCap yet properly, like in the top 10, where it should be based on market cap. I guess they're having some issues. Now, when it gets thrown in everyone's face like that, it could pump. Who knows? Anyway, I don't know. I don't have my Trezor with me. I'm not going to be back in the U.S. I'll be back in a week. I'm in Israel right now. So I'll try to handle the Bgold situation then. I don't know really anyone who's really split it yet. Things aren't easy yet. But here, Changely says, and Changely is, if instead of using Shapeshift.io, because we're boycotting them, because of past misdeeds of their boss, if you're a Shapeshift type of person, use Changely instead. And Changely put this out, and I'll link to it below. I haven't put all the links below yet if you're watching this live. Don't miss Bgold, finally listed on Changely. BTG is available to exchange at the best rates for over 70, you can exchange it for 70 other cryptocurrencies. Pound that like button if you're watching this live now, people, or if you're watching it not so live. And again, if you have questions, I'll answer some at the end, most likely. And of course, check out the notes section below, and please subscribe to this channel. We've got a lot of subscribers. Oh, and follow me at TechBall on Twitter. That has been blowing up lately. Oh, okay. So yeah, there's your Bgold update. There's people still flooding Bgold. Just wait and see. Be patient. Trezor might have a splitter soon. We'll see how that goes. So there's your little update. And I don't know, CoinMarketCap listed properly. All right, so let's clear up some other things. There's certain people out there that keep on saying there's going to be such thing as a Bitcoin silver and a Bitcoin bronze and a Bitcoin uranium. They don't exist. They were troll threads on Reddit. There is something called Bitcoin silver that is an Ethereum token. It is not a crypto dividend. It's just a name they use for an Ethereum. You don't get it for free, or they might have some weird way to get it for free, but it's not a hard fork. It's something like that. So again, those Reddit threads, until you can prove otherwise, they were just troll Reddit threads taking advantage of the whole crypto dividend phenomenon. They were complete cut and paste jobs of Bgold. I guess just people who were jealous of Bgold, who wanted to troll. I don't know. So again, certain people are saying there's going to be a Bitcoin silver. There's absolutely zero proof of that. And again, if you say, well, it already exists, but it's not what that Reddit said it was going to be. That Reddit was about something completely different. The Bitcoin silver or B silver that exists is an Ethereum token. Okay, end of those ones. Bitcoin Cash Plus, or B Plus, I'm going to call it. That was also announced in the last few days. They have a Twitter feed. They have a page. I talked about it yesterday. They say that is going to be a fork of Bitcoin. That's going to kind of be like Bcash. It's going to be kind of like Bgold. But there's no proof this is really going to happen either yet. They say they're going to have a test net going December 5th. Let's take a wait and see approach. Let's not get too into this yet, too excited about, I want there to be a B plus. I want there to be a B plus friendly fork of Bitcoin, because I have Bitcoin and I love getting these free crypto dividends. They're very lucrative. They're very awesome. They are it makes holding that much more worth it. And it's easy stuff. Once everything's implemented and you can properly split everything, you have to be patient, but life is about being patient. Long-term thinking, people. Long-term thinking. Bitcoin halving 2020. Bcash halving. God. Anyway, 2020. That's coming sooner than they had planned. So anyway, so yeah, we don't with B plus wait and see approach. Pound that like button, people. You can email me at adam@trezorhelp.com if you need help with your crypto dividends, if you need a crypto consultation, if you need help setting up your Trezor, if you just want to talk, if you want to be pumped up and made to be a happier person, which many people say they come to these videos just to be happy. And if these videos do it for you, that's cool. You're getting it for free. That's awesome. You don't have to set up a crypto consultation, because a crypto consultation is not free. But hey, man, I'm providing you a lot of free information out here, so you don't need a crypto consultation necessarily. I'm providing as much as I can. And today I'll even answer some questions at the end of the show. All right, next crypto dividend is, oh, hang on. No, we're going to talk about Bitcore. Bitcore, it was a airdrop crypto dividend of Bitcoin. All right, it was not a fork, because of when you fork Bitcoin, even if you had a minuscule amount of Bitcoin, you're going to get that new crypto dividend when you fork off. What Bitcore did is they did an airdrop to any Bitcoin holder that had more than 0.1 Bitcoin. And they're doing another airdrop now, okay, based on how much Bitcoin you had on November 2nd. Now, it's not an easy thing. You have to give them your private key or whatever. You got to mess with your recovery seed. It's ludicrous. But Bcore has gone up to $26. I don't usually talk about dollar value. So they're giving away, for every 1 Bitcoin you had, you get 0.5 Bitcore. Well, now it's almost worth it for me to really start looking into this thing. So there's your update with that. I know other people are looking into this. I think Andy Hoffman's keeping an eye on Bitcore. So follow Andy Hoffman. But I'll update that again. So again, that was not a fork, but it is a friendly crypto dividend that was an airdrop, and it and don't worry, there's no time limit on your ability to, if you had Bitcoin on November the 2nd, you can claim this Bitcore using getting into their stuff, their site or their wallets and everything. You can do that forever. So you can wait a year. If the price goes up even more, I mean, I don't, whatever. Let the price go up. If people are buying that when I'm going to get it for free, be my guest. Pump up the price for me, okay? Make it worth my while to talk about it on a future show. Okay, 2x. Okay, so the 2x fork was canceled, but there are some miners who are going to do it, maybe. And that'll happen on Friday or Saturday. It might add to the FUD Friday that we're bound to happen. That's bound to happen now that Bitcoin's over $7,000 again. It just feels like it's in the air, and people are talking about China. I'll get into that a little bit later. And the Bcash bad actors are going to act again. I mean, it just seems like it's destiny. Hey, and I'll be happy as anything if there's not a FUD Friday. It really doesn't even matter for me because I'm a long-term holder. It's not like I'm buying and selling and flipping and doing all these crazy things that you shouldn't be doing either. You should be buying, you shouldn't be selling, and you should be, getting your crypto dividends for just holding. Long-term thinking, people. So yeah, 2x, be my guest, 2x, do it. Do it, guys. Give me free crypto dividends. It's awesome. All right. All right. So yeah, so again, make me richer, I said. Yeah, and you should say it loud and proud. Make me richer. Because again, there are people in other countries who have been held back by communism and force, and you should really try to make the most. If you're able to buy Bitcoin and be a holder and live and just live off of these crypto dividends, some of them are unfriendly, but I mean, if you have this opportunity, you got to just live every day to the fullest, man. Because as you see, there are certain countries where now in Zimbabwe, the people that were able to buy Bitcoin, I think they're very happy today, because if they need to leave Zimbabwe, go down to South Africa, they're going to be able to bribe their way out of there if they've got some Bitcoin. Okay. Otherwise, they might be in a little bit of trouble, or at least if they've been stashing cash underneath their bed. And my friends in Zimbabwe, and I have contacted some people. Not everyone has gotten back to me yet. Please, I'm thinking of you guys, dudes. And I know some of you have Bitcoin. And anyway, hopefully the next government will be friendly to the farmers and encourage the farmers to return. Okay, we're getting down to a different side, because the army, which is doing this coup, they were the ones who took the farm from some of these farmers, or took half the farms. And that's not right. That is force beyond comprehension. That is wrong. So again, if you're here in the free world, you're buying Bitcoin, we try to get rich. There's nothing wrong with getting rich, people. We have that freedom. And some people have to deal with such oppression where the governments take their farms. It's terrible. All right. All right. So we talked about all right, so the first Bcash crypto dividend ever is called Bclash. It's like, or Bitcoin Classic, whatever you want. I'm going to call it Bclash, just like I called the other one B+, but B+ is a proposed one for Bitcoin. Bclash, or Bitcoin Classic, means like it's a combination of Bitcoin Classic, Bitcoin Cash is what they're trying to say. I don't usually say that, but it's becoming such a tongue twister. It's classic Bcash. So Bcash just forked the other day, but these guys have kept the Bcash fork alive. Yes, it's happened. They've mined 2 blocks already. It's happened. It's real. Even though it's like started as a trolling type of activity, this is similar to how Ethereum Classic was born. Ethereum forked off, and then people kept the original Ethereum alive. Thus the name Ethereum Classic. Thus the name Bclash. Oh, it's such an ugly name. And you can call it anything you want to. The fact is, they've already started the mining has continued. So It's up to we have to put pressure on third parties to address this situation so that people who have Bcash are able to get their free Bclash. Now, again, this isn't, and I'm going to give links below to the Bclash, Bitcoin Clash. Oh God, such a horrible name. To their Twitter. And, you know, I've been covering this for about 20 hours. So if you've been following my Twitter, you already know about this story, okay? But you have, by the way, if you have triple digits amounts of Bitcoin, you really must be loving life right now. I mean, it is just amazing, isn't it? It is amazing. People who bought early into this thing, or bought, you know, just last year when I was telling everyone to buy it, I was also in 20. I've been telling everyone to buy it for a while. I mean, if you have 100 Bitcoin, I mean, you're getting, you get 10 Bcash, you get Bgolds. I mean, and then if you kept your Bcash, you're going to get this Bclash. All right, so let's go back to Bclash. Again, you're only getting Bclash if you have Bcash because it is the original Bcash. It really is. And you have to hand it to the people in the Bitcoin community that been trolling Bcash, because they made this thing happen. They got these miners to keep on mining. And in the long run, this is probably going to help Bcash because they're going to be able to say, well, we now have a crypto dividend too. It gives people more of a reason to hold Bcash because they'll think, well, if this crypto dividend formed, but maybe another one's going to be formed, maybe I should hold it. So the people, and you know, I don't like Bcash. I'm not a Bcash fan. But the people who set this in motion, they wanted to kind of poke fun at Bcash, but it might help Bcash. But on the other side of things, I'm sure there are plenty of Bcash bad actors who are now like, okay, let's get this 2x thing off the ground. Let's hurt Bitcoin with this 2x thing on Friday or Saturday. Let's help some miners mine this thing. But in the long run, them trying to hurt Bitcoin is only going to help Bitcoin. So you have two forces trying to kind of troll the other side. And it's only going to help the other side because you're just giving more free coins to holders. Well, it's going to help holders of the other side. And being a holder of Bitcoin, baby, that's the best thing to be in cryptocurrency today, the best thing in the world, especially when you have a lot of it. And you'll have more of it eventually if you sell your crypto dividend. All right, I jumped around my notes here a lot. Okay, we do tweets about, oh yeah, so they said, Bclash said, apply the pressure. The true change should be listed on Bitfinex, Poloniex, and it just lists all that night. So yeah, tweet those guys. Tell them to list Bclash. A lot of conviction and determination of the Bitcoin community is seen through all the tweets that you see out there, just promoting this Bclash thing. It's funny. Yeah. All right. Here's another one. Oh yeah. Yeah, the new block has been mined. So yeah, it's real, guys. It is real. You know, and again, getting 10% just by holding, by doing no work at all. I mean, it's so much better than just trading. Trading, you have to be doing all this work and you can lose everything. And that's the thing. On trading, I hope you're not trading everything all at once. With holding, you're holding everything all at once, and you're getting 10% on that all at once, or whatever it may be with whatever crypto dividend you get. All right, so I hope that's cleared up all the crypto dividends that are out, that are live and proposed and are probably just totally fake. I think that's cleared it up. All right, so pound that like button. Now, does anyone, so if you don't like questions, tune out now. Does anyone have any questions in the chat for Adam Meister right now? Does anyone have any questions? There's people saying I have 200 Bitcoin and 400 Bcash. That's very nice. That person who said that says a lot of crazy things, so I don't believe that person. Hey, what will it take to help shut down Bcash trash? No, you're not going to be able to shut it down. and you shouldn't be worrying about it because they're like billionaires behind it. Don't waste your time on that. Try and get rich. You try to make yourself better. Don't worry. They're going to be we're going to have to deal with it. Bad actors over there are going to try to do all weird sorts of things to Bitcoin to help pump them up. All we can hope for is that instead of them being, when one goes up, the other one goes down, that they'll both go up together, and then the Bcash people will be satisfied and they'll stop trying to do all these crazy things to Bitcoin. But again, if you're a long-term holder, it doesn't matter. Did you call a Bcash friendly fork? Well, no, I did mention to Simon. I said, I said there's a chance that since Bcash is forking from its original fork, that someone will keep it alive. And he said he didn't think that would happen because it's centrally controlled. But lo and behold, there was the pressure. When is Lightning Network? I don't know the day of Lightning Network. They're working on it. We love you, Adam. Thank you. Thank you. What do you think about Ethereum Classic? I don't think as much as I used to think about it. I think Ethereum is way ahead. I think Barry Silbert did a good job pumping Ethereum Classic. I still have Ethereum Classic for various reasons, but it's not. Don't go and buy it. It just got pumped by Korea. It'll probably get pumped some more. They had a meeting. I like some guys affiliated with Ethereum Classic. At one time, I thought it was really good. They put a cap on it, but that's not what Ethereum is really about. As I've learned more about Ethereum, because it's not competing with Bitcoin on that way. But Ethereum Classic is competing. Maybe it's trying to do competing with Bcash in quick little transactions. So maybe. Compared to Bcash, I like Ethereum Classic, yeah. But by the way, since Bcash is known by that, it uses the Bitcoin name, if it does well, it isn't the end of the world. As long as Bitcoin remains Bitcoin, which it will, and Bitcoin does much better, which it will, it's not the end of the world if they do ignore that. It just like, don't waste your time too much on them, because publicity-wise, it could help strengthen the Bitcoin brand. I mean, the Bitcoin brand is strengthened by all these forks. And Bclash is the first grandchild of Bitcoin. Yay! And it's real. Bitcoin has a grandchild now. It's awesome. All right. And by the way, I'm probably skipping some questions, but if you're not doing the super chat, they're just all going by real quick here. Coinbase something, check out the charts. Adam owned, okay. How much does it cost to produce one new Bitcoin? I don't know. It's not my business. I just hold my Bitcoin and it just keeps going up in value. It's pretty cool. I'm holding. Do you have to transfer to cash just to transfer LTC to LTC? Huh? I don't know what that means. I don't know what you mean. You can buy Litecoin at Coinbase. Adam, I'm not going to say Adam doesn't give a shoot as long as he makes money. Well, I'm just holding. My holdings are going up in value. And so I don't care about all the craziness that goes on out there, because the 80% is just fueling my wealth. It's awesome. It's freaking awesome. All right. Bro, check out what's going on Bitfinex. Check out the spam. I don't check out Bitfinex too much. The funny thing about Coinbase, they still haven't given out their Bcash, and now they're going to have to probably give out this Bclash also to the people, because they've held on to their Bcash for so long. They've gotten themselves into another situation where they owe somebody else, and they owe these people another coin. It's just crazy. Being a third party in this space, I mean, you're taking on a big responsibility. No one said, hey, start your own Bitcoin business. I mean, this is what you're going to have to deal with. If you start your own Bitcoin business, if you want to be a bank, you're going to have to deal with these forks. I love these forks, baby. And Corey Hughes says, what up, Adam? What up, Corey, baby? World Crypto Network for life, baby. All right. All right, do we have any other questions here, or am I skipping? I feel bad if I skip questions, but no one, you got to put Bitcoin, just catch my attention. It's hard to read all this stuff. Adam, do you own any Willy coins? Dude, is that a real question? I don't, only top tier. If I own any altcoins or the top tier altcoins that I happen to get for free for various reasons, was people gave them to me. Don't buy any altcoins. Just buy Bitcoin. Look, over the long run, it's the thing to do. You stand up. Okay, $5. If someone does not own Bgold, do you think it is a good to buy a little? No. No, I mean, it is going down in price clearly because all these people are fudding it. If you think it's going to go up in price, then I guess get it. But no, I can't say to buy it because I'm not buying it. I'm getting it for free. I got to get a lot of it for free once I get back to Baltimore. Do you own any ETH? Looks like it can. Okay, I don't care what it does. I do own some because when I was young and naive in 2014, I heard about this crowd sale thing for this thing called Ethereum, and I sent them $6 worth of Bitcoin. So I ended up owning 20 Ethereum. And I've said that on this show before. I know there's a lot of new people and everything, but so and some people have given me Ethereum over time. So I own more than 20 Ethereum actually, and so good. It goes up in value. I own a lot more. I don't want to get okay. So, Adam, would you pump my? Okay, dude, you're like a 12-year-old kid. They're like 12-year-old kids in this chat thing. It's so funny. Do you guys just like? Do people just like to troll instead of like making actually buying Bitcoin? So it's so funny. Some of these people who troll Bitcoin don't own any cryptocurrency at all, and they're just in the same situation they were in last year. Now, the people who own Bitcoin since last year now have 10 times the amount of value they had, or that much, or have become wealthy people. Everyone knows what I've become since last year. It's quite awesome. Without getting into too many specifics. But yeah, dudes, I mean, everyone knows that I have triple digits worth of Bitcoin. I mean, that's like, everybody knows that. And it's awesome. I mean, and now I get all these free. It's unbelievable. What else? Adam, question. I have and thank you for that $5. Wait. Hang on. Let me thank that person. That was City in the Sky said that. Thank you. And is it, you can, Ethereum is interesting because you can buy things, you can build things on it. There are I don't call it a scam. I don't call that a scam, definitely. Uh-oh, I just skipped someone's question. Darn it. How high will Bitcoin go this year? It doesn't matter. I think it's going to get to 10,000 next year, though. Bcash just okay. OMG! I had to pay outrageous fees on Bitcoin on Bcash. Why did you buy Bcash, dude? Oh, that's that guy. Okay, that guy's a troll. I have no respect for that guy. I don't know. The trades can be scammed. Okay, Adam, question. I have an Exodus wallet, and they have more network fees than the actual BTC to be transferred. I have access to private keys. Any suggestions? I'd wait it out a little bit. It might not be their fees. It just might be the high network fees right now. Wait it out. I don't think it's the fees of the wallet, or maybe it is. If it is the fees of the wallet, yeah. Then you have then if you have so little Bitcoin, like $2 worth of Bitcoin left on there, then yeah, export the private keys to some other wallet. Not all chatters are like that, says Vention. Vention MGTOW, you have been mentioned a lot lately. Sandman mentioned you. I mean, Vention gets mentioned by big time YouTubers out there. He's awesome. Adam, should we redeem our BCH and Bgold? Oh God, now it's Bgold pre-August 21st, BTC soon. Do you think that they may close the opportunity in the future? No. They don't. They're not going to close the opportunity. What do you mean redeem? Oh, split your Bcash and your Bgold? No, you can always split it, and you can always sell them too. There's no time limit. There's no time. If you controlled your private keys on the days that you were supposed to, you're fine. As long as you have access to your private keys. If you don't have access to your private keys, you're going to have some issues. Are you getting busy with Israeli girls over there? I dated a few here in the U.S. Some of the most beautiful in the world. No, I'm not. I'm not. Ash. You know, some of the things you say are absolutely ludicrous on here, by the way. And that was not a very polite thing to say. And I think you might be Jewish, actually, too. You said your real name's Asher. And if you're Jewish, you should be ashamed for saying something like that. Really, you should be. But no, I'm not getting busy with any women. I don't, you know, it's weird. As you get a little older, you don't value women at all. I mean, they try to take all your money. And I've been with, okay, this is a show that children are watching. I've dated many women. So no, I have no doubt. I would like to have a child one day, though, but I would not like to have a wife at this point. No. So with all the Bitcoin that I have, I'll probably be able to buy someone to have a child with, which is something that men are leaning toward. Vention MGTOW probably can tell you about. He watches a lot of videos too. They're working on these artificial wombs and all this stuff, you know, because it's a wife can be really a pain. Really, and I've had close girlfriends, and now that I've learned about this MGTOW thing, you know, I'm not saying I'm a MGTOW, but I know their philosophy. It's a minimalist philosophy. I've always had a minimalist philosophy. But I look back at some of my past relationships with women who I thought I loved, and was very, very close with. And I just see it in a different light, what they were trying to get at and what the road I would have gone down. I would not have owned all this Bitcoin had I, you know, stayed obsessed with women, because too many of you are valuing your life in terms of how many women you get or the best wife you can get, or you know, it's just the best things you can get for your wife. And you end up with nothing, and you end up with worse than nothing, because you end up divorced. And you know, we're getting to a different topic here a little bit. This is supposed to be about Bitcoin. So yeah, I do have some different type of opinions about relationships in terms of, you know, financial but you know, whatever. That's what YouTube is about. You get some different information. Look up, if you're a guy, look up MGTOW. Can we arbitrage Zimbabwe? Again, and this guy Ash is asking, can we? No, you can't arbitrage. You can't arbitrage Zimbabwe BTC. No, you can't. Maybe that was a legitimate question by Ash. You can't. No, I'm not adopting a child. No, that's not in the works there. It's all right. Now people are saying, you know, they're talking about dirty subjects here. It's not good. Ask Bitcoin questions, people. We're ending the thing. Look at, you know, it's so funny. So so there are all these young guys still in the chat. They're talking about women. They're obsessed with, you know, I wasted a lot of years with women, by the way, a lot. I went to the best parties in Baltimore, the best clubs, Red Maple, Club Charles. All the DJs know me and everything like that, and all the stuff I went into. And, you know, those are great memories, partying like a rock star, great memories. But all they are now is stories. They're just stories. Some guy telling a story. You don't want to be some guy telling a story one day. You want to have wealth. You want to have experience. You want to be able to travel and say things you did for yourself, things you did for yourself that made you a better person. And you didn't give everything away to someone else who just throws you away at the end of the day. All right. And again, Bitcoin is an awesome thing for if you're planning to get divorced, put all your wealth in Bitcoin and then leave the country or something. They won't be able to get it. The woman won't be able to steal from you that way. Now, if you have kids, that's it. You're anchored down. You're going to have to, it's you know, it's interesting. I've learned all these interesting things from Bitcoin, from getting into Bitcoin, because there's a lot of these MGTOW guys are into Bitcoin and stuff. Yeah. So someone says they are going to call you, watch out. They're going to call you a homosexual. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's shaming. That's trolling or shaming and all of that stuff. And whatever. I mean, yeah, just live a minimalist lifestyle here. People, live healthy for yourself. And Bitcoin helps with that. So if you get into this mentality of just trying to become wealthier, you get wealthier in terms of finances, but you get wealthier in terms of health, in terms of mind, in just terms of being a better person. Adam, question: hardware wallet, Trezor versus Ledger Nano. Any specific? I have the Trezor, but Ledger is good too. And Vention MGTOW says, yeah, Adam. And you know what? Yeah, Vention. Yeah, baby. I'm happy to talk about this stuff. I like if Bitcoin keeps 10xing every year. Yeah, we're at 1 million. He says, yeah, people are going to be very wealthy. You know, women here. Okay. You know, there are women here. You're a chauvinist. Now, there's like 3% women here or something. I'm not a chauvinist. I just tell the truth. I just tell the truth here. I'm not, I mean, women can do what they want to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to go my own way. And at this, and no woman's taking my money. No woman's taking my money. And I don't want a wife. I want a son. I want a child. I want to have a Jewish child. The only way to have a Jewish child is to have a Jewish woman have your kid. So that puts me in the situation. So maybe I won't, maybe I would never have a Jewish child. That would be unfortunate. That would be unfortunate. But again, I've got a long life ahead of me here. You know, I could be 80 years old and be a millionaire. I'll be able to buy a woman and, you know, give her my sperm or whatever, and she'll have a Jewish child with me. Okay, this guy Ash, you can't be. Are you Jewish, Ash? Because you don't. I mean, the average Jew has an IQ of about 110, and the things you ask. I mean, I can't believe what you're asking me here. Here's a lesson you learned. We don't all have average IQ. Some Jews are below the 110 IQ. You learned something here. Adam, thanks. And maybe Ash isn't Jewish. I don't know. Adam, question. What do you think will happen if the U.S. government cracks down on BTC? Nothing. They're not cracking down on BTC. They're not that sophisticated, dude. There are a bunch of women working at the DMV. Have you ever seen those ladies at the DMV? You think they can understand? You know, okay. If a government cracks down on Bitcoin, then a bunch of Bitcoin businesses will be wiped out. But you'll still hold your Bitcoin. You still control your private key. You can go to another country. If you're an independent man, you leave the country. Just like Benson MGTOW is going to go to Asia pretty soon. He's going to go out to Asia. He's going to live the life out there, do his thing out there, because he controls his private key. So if the United States starts, you know, arresting every mechanic on the West Coast, he'll just be like, okay, I'm going out west. I'm going to Asia. Okay, that was a bit. It's taking the Bitcoin from every mechanic on the West Coast. He'll just leave and go to Asia sooner. All right. So okay. So someone says, we don't want to get into side topics here. People do want to hear about Bitcoin. Let's talk more about Bitcoin. These guys, there's interesting. Adam, questions. Any idea of USI Tech grow? Okay, dude, are you a complete troll scammer? USI Tech is some scam that people keep leaving comments in my comment section about, and they usually have Indian names just like you. Are you the dude that's doing it? Are you the one? I mean, I'm not. Don't post your people. If you own Bitcoin, don't invest in anything. Just own your Bitcoin. That's it. That's all you do. You hold your private key. That's it. It goes up in value. Don't think about it until the year 2020. Adam is going to buy a woman. Well, you know what? That's the funny thing. You don't understand women. You buy one anyway, whether you like it or not. They see qualities in you, but then they take everything. You can, when you're a wealthy dude. I mean, look at those. Look at Robert Mugabe. He's like 95. His wife is 54. He bought her because with his power. But there's a bunch of Adelson in Las Vegas. He's like 80. His wife is like 40. He bought her. They get whatever, you buy them. They'll straight up admit it. Some of them will be. I mean, what was the guy who married the bunch of Texans? What was that woman's name? Anna Nicole Smith. She was purchased by a Texas billionaire, and then she took all his money once he died, or she tried to, and then she died. You know, and look how happy she was in life. She died of a drug overdose, right? I mean, be happy for yourself, people. Be happy for yourself. Don't. Adam, question: is it too late to get some Bitcore? I heard some. You know, if you have Bitcoin, if you had it before November 2nd. You're cool with getting free Bitcore. Go to the Bitcore website. It's bitcore.cc. Okay, here's a guy that says he's 140 IQ. Usually when someone says they have an IQ that high, they're completely lying, because it's very rare you meet a person with a 140 IQ. I think I've only I went to Washington University in St. Louis, and there were some really smart dudes there. I don't know how many 140 IQ people I even met there. So you can really tell when someone's got 140 IQ. I mean, they act differently. I mean, Very, very, very impressive people. Very impressive people. Okay, here we go. There's that guy asking about the USI Tech again. Is it good? Ah, great. Mention MGTOW. I'm going to wait till the transaction fees are low again. Then I move my Bitcoins and split my Bgold, Bitcore, and whatever else happens by. Vention gave $5 to say that. But Vention, remember, some of these it's going to take a little bit longer. If that January 2nd is the proposed date for the Bcash Plus, which is a Bitcoin fork. Adam explains the world. It says, you can't, Adam, focus too much on the trolls. Argartha says Adam focuses too much on the trolls. Well, right now, this is just an open chat, so you can talk to trolls and stuff. That's fine to do, because I told everyone, if you don't want to hear me answer questions, just leave, and they left. So you're gonna get, it's gonna get a little messy. But Argartha, you know, you used to talk a big game. Are you the guy? Are you the guy that had a problem with a large amount of Bitcoin? I'm not going to get into this. I'm not going to dox you, but are you the one that people have been talking about on various channels lately? Interesting question. Interesting question, dude. I'm not going to dox you. All right. What else do we have? Any questions? All right. Yeah, I shouldn't have even mentioned IQ because people start arguing about it. Adam, can I use purse.io be used? I don't care about purse.io. Why would you waste don't waste your Bitcoin on buying little things? Okay. Now here's someone who says he has a, why am I even going to answer? I mean, you're not asking a Bitcoin question, so I'm not going to address that. It was interesting what the person said, but I'm not going to even address it. We want Bitcoin question. Is it a good idea to store my Bitcoin in SegWit? If yeah, of course, yeah. Keep it at a SegWit address. I keep mine at a SegWit address. Use a Trezor. Trezor supports it. I have a. If you see a SegWit address of mine, it's going to my Trezor. Okay, now. Okay, dude. All right. Ash, you're giving too much personal information out there, dude. I didn't want you to do that, so I'll stop talking to you now. Don't give your personal, erase what you just put out there about yourself. People, don't put out too much personal information about yourself. And if you're a nice guy, Ash, then you're a nice guy, and I don't want to make fun of you if you're a nice guy. If I made fun of you, I am sorry. If I hurt your feelings in any way, I am sorry. I am sorry about that. But I don't want to hurt people's feelings here. If you're a nice guy, I don't want to hurt your feelings. But don't put out personal information about you. It's risky. There are a lot of bad trolls out there. Adam, do you run a full node? No, I don't. No, I'm on the road all the time. I don't know how to do it, and I don't want to do it. I don't care. That's other people's job. That's not my job. That's not my job. I'm doing a lot for Bitcoin by doing these shows every single day. Every single day. But if you wanted to run a full node, that's great. It helps. It helps. But there's a lot of things that help. You can do a lot that can help Bitcoin. Best thing you can do is just hold your Bitcoin, man. That's the way to do it. Where do you buy Bitcoin shirts? Okay, you must be new here because, like, check out the links below. Crypto Graffiti. You use the Meister discount code, you get a $10 discount. I'm going to have some other shirts when I get back to Baltimore. Some people have sent me some other shirts. My buddy down in Australia, Nathan, gave me a Pound That Like Button shirt too. Hey, pound that like button, everyone. I haven't said that much. Okay. Again, it's funny. I'm reading some of the things here, and I'm learning more and more how trollish a few of you are here. And by the way, I do, like, a lot of you stick out in my head because you have very different type of names. So I remember, like, I have a policy, like, when you leave a comment on my comment section, I totally ignore you if you're a troll. I know who you are already. I got a good memory. So when you say things like this, I mean, whatever. You're not gonna get a comment. Adam, it's your job to run a full node. No, it's not. It's not my job. have a job anymore. I don't need to work for the rest of my life. And because I know how to save. I live very frugally. Right now I could live like 80 more years. I don't have to work another day in my life. Because I spend so little, and my crypto dividends just keep rolling in. Yeah, in a sense, I could be retired now because of this channel, because what I've been saying on this channel since 2013, because I practice what I preach. I told you guys to buy the Bitcoin. Did you listen? A few of you did. I bought a lot of it. All right. Good shows and yeah, on Twitter, please follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. I'm in college and I have Bitcoin. Dude, that is awesome. And you should have fun in college. College is not the same these days. You can get in trouble. When you hook up with a woman now, you can get in trouble. Back in the day, it was awesome. Man, there were good times. There were good times. Everyone used to get plastered drunk, and I don't drink at all now. But now if you get drunk and you encounter a lady, you can get in a lot of trouble, apparently. Everyone's getting drunk, and it's everyone's response. You're taking the response. So be careful. Maybe you should just mess with Bitcoin, dude. I don't want to tell people to be MGTOW when they're 20. It's really, but it's scary. It's like they should be. But if you're in your 30s or whatever, or older, dude, just ignore the women. It's really, dude. It is really a crazy situation now. Focus on bettering yourself, getting more Bitcoin, becoming wealthier, and they'll come to you. If a good one will come to you, maybe, I don't know, or buy one. Okay, yeah. All right. Travel the world. Yes, Ash. That is awesome, Ash. That's a good comment. Is it wiser to wait for a bear market than buy now? No, it's not. Again, all you have to be thinking of is the Bitcoin going to be worth more in the future than it is today? If you can answer yes to that, then buy. And if you want to buy Bitcoin, then buy it now, because in the future it's going to be worth more. Does it matter if you buy it at 7,000 or 6,000 and you think it's going to be worth 50,000? No, there's not a difference at all between 7,000 and 6,000 if you think it's going to be worth 50,000. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be worth 50,000. Hi, Adam. I watch your videos regularly. What percentage of savings do you suggest investing in Bitcoin, considering the risk and dynamics of the cryptocurrency market? Well, this is a question I've been asked before. Just because of life, I have a house also. So that's part of my savings. But at one point, I thought you should have stocks, maybe. You should just have, I wouldn't do 80% of your savings in Bitcoin, I'd say. What the heck? Basically 100% of my savings is in Bitcoin, excluding my house. And I want to get rid of my house now. It's worth so little it's not worth that much compared to my Bitcoin holdings. And so I don't feel a need to own that house anymore because I'm not around. I've traveled the world, dude. I don't live in, I want to rent. And first, don't buy a house now, people. Do not buy a house now. Buy Bitcoin, and then in the future, use like one of those Bitcoin to buy a house. Just rent, use fiat now. So a lot of your savings, and I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take this as financial information, as financial advice. I can't give financial advice. But it's all right to have a lot of your savings in Bitcoin. What the heck? What the heck? Do you suggest dollar cost average investment? Yeah, that's fine. Venture MGTOW does that. So, or buy on lows. Just buy, dude. You should have bought a year ago when I was telling you to buy then. Martin Carter, what do you say to someone who didn't get in a year ago or more and missed the 10x increase, but wants to start today? Well, that's ironic that you bring that up because I just yelled, you should have done it. You can't say that. You can't tell people that they should have done it a year ago. That's not the right thing to say. You should encourage. It's never too late, people. That is what I say. It's never too late. Because if it 10x'd in a year, maybe it'll 10x again in a year. Maybe it'll 10x in 5 years. How about that? That's not bad. That's not bad, dude. If you're a 25-year-old, that's not bad. No, I'm not going to repeat that. WCN is awesome. World Crypto Network is awesome. They're one of the hardcore. Adam owns a house, and then he estimates how many Bitcoins I have. Ooh, very interesting estimate. Yeah, World Crypto Network is the bomb. They're awesome. Yeah, do not answer trolls. You're right, I shouldn't answer trolls, but I'm not answering all of them. I'm just reading some of the things they're saying, whatever. Again, and I hope you again, if you have a small child, hopefully you've tuned out by now, because some of these, there's been some grown-up topics. But again, we don't curse here. What do you think of Litecoin? All right. You know, that is the reason I had this chat session to begin with, because someone in the comments section said, Adam, do a show on Litecoin. And I was just, I don't want to do a show on Litecoin. Maybe I'll just answer people's questions. I like Charlie Lee. He has been a guest on the show. He's awesome. It's a good test net of Bitcoin. I don't know why people don't use Litecoin instead of using Bcash. I think it's a good competitor with Bcash. Should you go buy Litecoin? No, I'm not going to tell you to buy Litecoin. People want me to say that Litecoin is about to go up. And I've been saying all along, you know, a few months ago, we had a big Litecoin pump to what? 0.2 Bitcoin, was it? 0.02, whatever. I'm just so confused. Excuse me. 0.02 Bitcoin. And now it's back down again. Value your wealth in terms of Bitcoin. And Vention says, indeed, all of my liquid savings are in Bitcoin. I do own my house outright, and I know why you do. Got 401k, a pension. Yeah, and so you've got all these, if you're an older guy, and Vention he's in his 50s, you just, over time, you get a 401k, you get these other things. So the younger people have an opportunity to really get a lot into Bitcoin. The cool thing about having Bitcoin as a savings mechanism is, God forbid, you needed to cash out. If there was an emergency in the family, you could easily cash it out. 401k, you can't do that. There's certain rules and restrictions with, you know, mutual funds, stocks. I'm no expert in those things. That's the unique thing about Bitcoin. You can get out of it real quick. Adam, I like your channel better than. No, I'm not reading that. Again, I keep seeing, I'm not, this guy's a troll, and I keep reading this. There's two trolls in here that I keep reading their things every once in a while. Okay, yeah, thank you. Ash says, Jimmy, Vortex, and Tone, FTW, and now Adam. Yes, and they're great guys over there. There are other guys over there too. Obviously, Thomas has been around for a while in this space, man. He's been doing things out there in California for, you know, it's interesting. Thomas has a different take on politics, definitely. He's definitely got a liberal leaning to him in some of the things he said. He grew up in, I guess, a different background. It's interesting. It's interesting to see everyone's take on Bitcoin. You can come from eventually you can come from a lot of different backgrounds and get into Bitcoin. Nothing's stopping you. All right, what is the safest Bitcoin wallet? Trezor is what I think it is. What is the safest? Okay. I only like, oh, wow, there's a guy saying a graphic thing. All right, Adam, do you think Bitcoin is the most decentralized cryptocurrency? It's the best cryptocurrency. It is the most decentralized. How is that defined though? How would we? Vortex is awesome. Yes, Vortex is awesome. Yeah, it's the best cryptocurrency. It uses decentralization. Decentralization plays a key role in the entire project. So, how did you experience? How did you experience the long bear market? How did I get through it? Well, you could watch these videos, man. Go back to 2015 when it was $250. I mean, I went to South Africa to go to a Bitcoin conference. I was trying to learn more. I met Tone in Chicago in 2015, and I was going to Bitcoin conferences then during 2015, just trying to learn more about it. And people were down. But I networked well then. I met Lauren Gameroff then. I met Tone then. It's the first time I heard Vinny Lingham speak. So I just have a good attitude. I bought quite a few Bitcoin then during the bear market. That's what I did. I made some videos. You can go back and see the videos for yourself. They're in these archives. So I mean, you can see I'm an OG, as they say. Do you like Ripple? No, I don't like Ripple. It's centralized. It's not even real. No, I only like Bitcoin, really. But hey, man, you asked the question. Did you wash your t-shirt today, Adam? No, I didn't. I haven't washed this t-shirt for a really long time. This is how it works, dude. This is how, let me tell you how it works. I put the t-shirt on for the show, then I take it off. Don't need to wash it. Put it back on for another show. Don't need to wash it. You could do it for a while. And I've been on the road for a while. So it might smell a little bit or something like that, but I'm a man. I'm a man. If you're a man, it doesn't matter. Okay? Hey, love Africa. I've been to Morocco and slept in the Sahara. Now, and I'm never going to go to Morocco, actually. There's certain countries I won't go to. Have you heard about, no, I haven't heard about Vegas secretly turning their, have you heard about Vegas secretly turning their GPUs into hashing? No, I haven't heard that. I see you have a discount on your hourly rate. Yeah, it's you could, it's 0.11 now. You can pay me 0.11 if you want to. People, you know, it's great. Back in the day, it used to be 0.2. People pay me 0.2 Bitcoin to consult. I mean, that's awesome. That's cool. They got some information. They got information out of it. I got 0.2 Bitcoin. I never sold this stuff, man. So what's that worth now? Like $1,400? I mean, who cares? You value your wealth in Bitcoin. So yeah, I do have to, since Bitcoin's been doing so well, it used to be 0.2, then it was 0.15 for the Trezor setup. Now it's 0.11. So yeah, it's been changed for a while now, though. You got to check out the notes section below to keep up with that news. Are you a fan of paper wallets? No, I ain't not at all. Not at all. You know why, dude? Because everyone, when they get one, they don't know how to get the Bitcoin off of it. And then they have all these, oh, how do I get my Bcash? How do I do this? It's too complex. It's too complex for most people. People are taking the cheap way out of it. Just get yourself a $100 Trezor. It's not a big deal. When you started in 2013, did you face any objection from family? I am from India, and my family calls me stupid for investing in something that government does not. I don't know if I even brought it up with too much. But I brought it up with my friends. I'll never forget. My family, no, they didn't. I think my dad. I might have mentioned to my dad, and he didn't really say anything. But my friends, Thanksgiving 2013, and I had pictures. We were at my friend John's house. And I can remember specifically telling people, yo, I just bought these 2 Bitcoin for $600 each or whatever it was. And I had just been in Detroit at Sarah's place. And I held off until I left Sarah's to come back to Baltimore to buy it. And I was just telling them the story. I'm like, you guys got to get into this. You guys got to get into this. So, and they were just like, well, what is it? It's going up too much. Because then all of a sudden it went, and I think it was going up to 1,000 by that point because of the Mt. Gox stuff. And they were kind of hesitant, and they're like, what is this? And then they totally forgot about it. But I didn't forget about it. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. I mean, I got into it, man. I really got in. My life changed. And there was something, everything happens for a reason. I had it, and I told this story before. In August of 2013, on the streets of Baltimore, these 2 dudes pulled out a gun on me. And I ran away from them. It was awesome. I was pumped. I mean, they didn't get anything. And people, and the cops came and they're like, what did they steal from you? I was like, well, nothing. What happened? Were you hurt? No. But it was at that point I was like, I'm not dying in Baltimore City. And so my whole life changed. I started traveling, and I already knew about Bitcoin at that point in my life. And I became more and more interested. My mind opened up. When you have this experience where your life is seriously threatened, but like you come out smelling like roses, it was so, you think I'm energetic now. I was going out that night in August of 2013. I was going to the club. My friend is a DJ at this club. And I was walking there because, I walk through the streets of Baltimore like a crazy man all the time. No one walks on the streets of Baltimore like I did. And it's not recommended. Baltimore is not a safe place. I was walking where there would be a riot 2 years later. And not an exaggeration. And some of the guys who would eventually riot tried to rob me. And by the way, I'm so cheap. I only had like $5 on me and a bad cell phone. So they probably would have shot me once I gave them that stuff. But what was I saying? Anyway, I was so pumped after that on life. And so My whole life took a turn for greatness after that. And sometimes you need a spark like that just to wake you up. Because I was in a rut, kind of. I was doing the same thing. I was involved with this one woman. I was, going to the same places over and over again. I wasn't drinking. I didn't drink for a while. No, I might have still had a drink every once in a while. I don't think I've had a drink since 2014 now. But I really majorly cut down on drinking by 2013. I really got more into the health stuff then. And again, here's a guy, he keeps on asking troll questions, but I'm going to give real answers. Do you still like Amanda Dash? Well, I think Amanda has the right to say what she's got to say. I would love to have her on the show again, dude. Would that trigger you if I have her on the show again? Because if it would, I'm going to try to get her on the show again sooner than later. But no, Dash, I don't say bye, Dash. But if Dash wants to speak, they are the best crypto marketers of themselves. They're the best marketers in cryptocurrency, and I am a big believer in marketing. Now, am I a big believer in Dash? No. I'm a big believer in Bitcoin. But people like to hear Amanda. People like to see her. People get triggered over her because she's a woman. And, I'm talking about women beforehand, but she's a woman who's an entrepreneur, man. She's using what she's got to make money. Good for her. Good for her. She's not leeching off the sun. She has a man, by the way, but she's bringing the big bucks in that relationship probably. So she's not some leech of some sort. And she's maximizing, as long as she's got her youth, she's maximizing what she's got. So good for her. That's what you should be doing. Instead of asking questions about Amanda Johnson, maybe you should try to maximize what you're doing instead of being a troll. Because Amanda's a lot richer than you are, dude. Good for her. Yeah, she's whatever. And you don't have to like Dash. Whatever. And so on Friday's show, tune in on Friday, This Week in Bitcoin. Juan Galt is going to be on the show. He likes Dash a lot. What do we got? Keep pumping, Adam. What am I pumping, man? I'm not pumping anything. All right. Let's few more questions here. As you know, I used to do these Ask Me Anythings, but I had to stop doing them because they got so dirty. Because I'm not into dirty stuff. I'm a classy individual, okay? I don't want to dishonor. My parents raised me right. A good middle-class household in the suburbs, in the Jewish suburbs of Baltimore, the northwest suburbs. That's where the Jewish people live. And that's where I was raised. And I'm a classy, I'm not some piece of trash. So I don't like when I don't curse on my shows. I don't like when people bring up trashy subjects. And, there's so much don't be a trashy individual. I mean, you can be. It's a free country. But I'm not going to respect you if you're a piece of trash. By the way, when I was a kid, I used to like professional wrestling. I think a lot of you have caught on to that. And yesterday's show, I linked to this interview with Hulk Hogan and Macho Man when they were at their height, like in 1987. Dude, you guys got to watch that. Go to yesterday's show, click on that link. And you're probably saying, well, that's trashy stuff. Vince McMahon became a billionaire because of professional wrestling. He changed it. What an entrepreneur. What a person. Now, Vince McMahon definitely has some weaknesses. I think he was abused as a child. And, if you were abused as a child, I really feel bad for people because a lot of people, it ruins you. It really, and there's a lot of people out here in the chat that I encounter in the comment section. You can tell that they've gone through psychological problems and they're just, you got to seek help. You got to seek help to get through your problems. But yeah, Vince McMahon is one of those people who clearly experienced abuse as a child, but he was able to become a successful individual. And I think he can afford a good psychologist, and I think he's probably tried, but he still acts out some really weird things. From what I don't follow wrestling anymore at all. I think it is for a grown up to get into it. I don't know, and it looks like it's changed a lot. I went over my friend Rudy, and I'm going to go over to Rudy's house actually in Thanksgiving. Rudy is a guy who asked me a lot about cryptocurrency. I went over his house. Last time I was back in Baltimore, and we actually watched wrestling together. It was so horrible. It was so horrible now. I couldn't take it for like a minute. But I'm going to watch the Ric Flair documentary with him. If you caught my allusion to Ric Flair at the beginning of one of my shows lately, that should be an interesting documentary. I don't usually watch TV, but it's cool to get together with friends at Thanksgiving, guys you went to high school with, and then kind of, do some high schooly things. You look back at Ric Flair. It's fun. All right, that's not Bitcoin related. What is your favorite international travel destination so far? What did you like best about it? All right, my favorite international. Please, can you do more collaborations with Richard Hart? Yes, we will be doing more collaborations. Wink, wink. There might, you might be seeing him somewhere else soon too. But he comes on the show. I can get him on the show, whatever. But going back to the question, what is my favorite travel destination? There's just so many different. I like Australia. I like Perth because it's just, it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's a big city. There's some nice people in Perth. I liked doing the event in Perth. That was fun. In terms of places that aren't too safe, but that are beautiful, South Africa is beautiful. But, people like to go to safe places on vacation when they're traveling. Zimbabwe, I learned a lot, didn't I? Mozambique was interesting. That's the weirdest place I've ever been is Mozambique. I like Uruguay. I have relatives in Uruguay, actually. That's something you don't hear a lot about. Jewish people, there are Jewish people in Uruguay. Because there was a time when the United States got very strict with immigration and was just like, we've had enough Jews. You're not coming in enough of a lot of people in the 1920s. So a lot of Jewish people who were fleeing these godforsaken places they had to go to Uruguay and Argentina. And so I still have relatives in Uruguay. And Montevideo is the Baltimore of South America, to say the least. And unfortunately, not all of the people that wanted to come to the United States or Uruguay got to leave Europe, and it's very sad. They were destroyed by evil people. But we do not forget them, and we carry on. Where else did I like? New Zealand was cool. That was nice. I didn't. You know what? So Hong Kong was too humid. Singapore is an interesting place to see. Canada is a nice quick getaway. Of all the places in Canada I've been, I like Vancouver. Vancouver's the best of Canada. I guess that's all. I always forget places. Oh, Cyprus was beautiful. I like it here in Israel, obviously. That's, that's a personal thing. All right, someone's bringing up Jimmy Snuka. That must mean we're getting to an end. You need to get to Austria. No, you see, I don't go to those countries. I'm never going to go to Austria and Germany. Yeah, you might be able to figure out why. So, and there are nice people that live in those countries, but no. And there are great people here from those countries that I interact with on the internet, but I make it a policy. I'm not going to those countries ever in my life. Or countries that have governments like Morocco, Algeria, Iran, Iraq. I think you're getting the drift. Afghanistan. I won't step foot in those places. Where where my people are hated, or they once were really hated upon. I'm not gonna visit. I'm not gonna step foot in those places. There could be nice people that come from those countries, and that's great, but I'm just not going to step foot in those countries. I'm not going to do it. All right. What do we got here? Any more Bitcoin? Do you like Harlem? Well, I'm from Baltimore, dude. And Baltimore's a lot rougher than Harlem, if that's what you're getting at. Someone says Mossad is watching. So what? Mossad, you know what? Blow the Mossad out of proportion. That's part of the thing. That's part of the cool thing about, the Mossad. Everyone thinks they're everywhere. They're everywhere. It's a little country, dude. With there's like 6 million people in this country. Mossad is not very big. And no, Harlem is cool. Harlem it's really gentrified a lot, which is whatever. That's cool. But Baltimore the neighborhoods in Baltimore are rougher than most neighborhoods. New York is safe, dude. They're like more murders in Baltimore than New York now. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And there's like just so many more. In New York, there are 8 million people. In Baltimore, there's 600,000 people. I got, okay. Bitcoin Moisture. That's where my grandma was born. That's why. Okay. Yeah. So your you don't go back to where your grandma was. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Any other questions with Bitcoin? Come on, people. Have you ever been to a good pool party? You know what, dude? I have been to a good pool party with hot chicks. Not in Israel, but in my life, I have. Yes, I have actually. But what does it matter? Again, you're a troll who values your wealth, who values yourself in terms of women. Who cares? And so yeah, when I was younger, yeah, of course, I've been pool parties. I mean, I had wealthy friends who had a pool, actually, very nice pool. I'm not going to name that person. He's a great person. You know, I often talk about the wealthy friends. I went to a private school in Baltimore, so I was friends with very wealthy people. They were very nice to me, very kind to me. Very wealthy people are very nice. They shouldn't be vilified. You should strive to be a wealthy person, and that's part of the awesome thing about Bitcoin. Would you recommend selling BTC as an OTC broker? Should I become an OTC broker? No. I wouldn't recommend anyone sell BTC. People should just buy BTC. How much is BTC in 2020, Adam? I think it's going to be worth more than $10,000. Baltimore has kids begging on the street. It does. Baltimore has some problems. Yes, for motivation. What steps should a business take to implement BTC payments or receive BTC payments? With their web base, just list their Bitcoin address. That's all. I wouldn't work any harder because people aren't going to spend Bitcoin. If someone spends Bitcoin, you should praise God that you got Bitcoin from them. You really should. I wouldn't try to build a business around trying to acquire Bitcoin. If you're just a standalone, if you're selling trinkets, don't try to build your business around Bitcoin. If you're, an online consultant, that's different, because the easiest way for people to pay you is online, and you can just tell them, hey, why don't you buy? And even if they don't like Bitcoin, you say, hey, it'll save you a little bit of money if you buy some Bitcoin at this Coinbase thing. You should hang on to some and then send me some as payment. So that way you're spreading the Bitcoin word also. But going back to your original question, the steps a business should take, I would just keep it simple for now until people really use cryptocurrency to buy things, regular, like coffee with. Because right now people don't use cryptocurrency to buy stuff. Really, they really don't. No matter, all the stuff that you read out there. It's just a bunch of young guys trading it and stuff. And then people holding it, using it, and then using it to get their wealth out of bad areas like Zimbabwe and Venezuela. And we are proud to have guests from Zimbabwe and Venezuela here. And again, and yes, for motivation, you've actually met Tawanda Kembo online before, I believe. So we're thinking of Tawanda tonight here. We really are. How safe is Trezor.io? Yeah, it's safe. If their servers ever go down for whatever reason, can I still access? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. There are different ways of doing it. Go to their site. There's a frequently asked questions section, and they answer all those questions. Trezor is really good about answering questions. All right. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. We still got a lot of viewers here, but the questions are now really degrading into just trolls and stuff, I guess. I mean, that's what happens. Again, it's 98% or excuse 92, 93% guys, you got to assume a lot of them are like teenagers or act like teenagers, and they're just going to be immature. They got a lot of hormones going through them. But again, you got try to get into Bitcoin if you're young, get through all this stuff. I have a German Jewish friend that lives in Germany. Shame on that Jewish German friend of yours. They should leave Germany. Question, looking for a loan, would it be prudent to take a loan in Bitcoin? No. Don't get involved with that type of thing. Just buy don't, dude, you shouldn't be in debt at all. That's step one. Don't get yourself into any type of debt, and don't get into thing, low lending in Bitcoin doesn't sound like it's going to end that up very pretty for anyone. All right. Any other questions? Anywhere I can visit in Tel Aviv that has a BTC community? Yes. Tel Aviv Bitcoin Embassy. Look it up. I was there. There was people from all over the world come there. Jeffrey Tucker was there right before I was there. I missed meeting Jeffrey Tucker by like 10 minutes. The Tel Aviv Bitcoin Embassy. There's an amazing Bitcoin community in Tel Aviv. I'm in Beersheba right now. And on Sunday, we might have a Beersheba Bitcoin event. Someone is working on that right now. All right. Sally, okay. Salt lending. So no, don't get involved with that, dude. Don't get involved with that. Hold your Bitcoin. It's that simple, people. It's that simple. All right, go. We're gonna do. If anyone has any real questions, we're gonna do go. I hope I didn't skip anyone's questions, but it's going by. Adam, what are your clients most concerned about? Most of them have been in their 40s and 50s. They just care about holding it. They just want to store wealth. They are the very definition of gold and holders. They're using it as a gold, as they used to use gold. And so what people have to get through their heads here, a lot of people are young out there. They don't understand there are a lot of people that are not technically savvy that need a lot. They just need to be, they need to walk through a lot of things. They can't just read it on the internet. They need someone on the phone talking them through it, and they're willing to pay a lot for it, okay? Because they are wealthy already. They're already golden holders. So when you're wealthy and you want to become wealthier, you pay for it. You pay for insurance. You pay for safety. You don't rush into something, and you're not impulsive. So I deal with a lot of people who are not impulsive, and I love dealing with people like that. Those are the best kind of people to deal with. Do you think Amazon will put the new headquarters in Baltimore? No way. No chance. No chance. Does Baltimore have any Bitcoin ATMs? Yes, it does. There's one near Johns Hopkins, near the Homewood campus now. People are telling me. I used to hang out there a lot around that area. There's what bar is near there? Well, Club Charles is sort of near there. 10 blocks away, 11 blocks away, 13 blocks away. And the Crown is near there. There's a bug crawling on your ceiling right above your head. You know what? There might be, actually. It's in Israel. There's the mosquitoes coming here. I get that guy. You know something? I'll read what a troll says when there's like, yeah, there might be a bug. I don't know. Mosquitoes have been. There've been a couple mosquitoes lately, though. I'm not a fan of mosquitoes. Good talk show. Yes, saying hi. Amazon in New Jersey. I mean, I don't care where Amazon goes. It's a complete. It's corporate welfare. All these small-time politicians trying to bribe Amazon to bring $12.50 jobs. What they should be doing is have the schools teach the kids about Bitcoin, and not even have schools anymore. We shouldn't have these kids. All right. Any more questions? Going once. What it says? Looks like most of us in this chat can start up a consultation service. Yeah, you can. You can. If you're a big talk, go ahead. If you think you can do it, go ahead, man. There are so many people out there. You just got to put yourself. That's what I tell people. That's what Be in Motion is all about. Just because trolls say, "Oh, you can't do this," that means you can do it, dude. That means you can do it, and I do it. So it's also. And I said this. Someone didn't understand when I said it's great that Bitcoin has all these people trying to attack it. Of course, it's great. That means you're the king of the hill. When people are trying to attack you, you're doing something also. Awesome. So yeah, man, Tone's got all these trolls. I got all these trolls. It's because they want something that I got. They don't like what I got. It's awesome. It's awesome. They're trying to take you out. They're trying to stop you from being in emotion. So, and I'm a ball of energy, so nothing stops me. What do you think about diversifying BTC into gold, silver, etc.? No, I do not believe in gold and silver whatsoever. Sorry, I don't. Do you think there is room for more Bitcoin YouTubers? Yeah, but most of them are horrible. But yeah, why not? I mean, it's like a trash heap now. It's a trash heap that what the people are saying. I mean, it's like they're into every altcoin flavor of the month. But I mean, the elite rise to the top. You can tell who the elite are. I made a video about who I pay attention to. There, Yes for Motivation. He's one of the elite guys who's been around for a while. The guys involved with the World Crypto Network, I'm one of them, obviously. They're elite. I mean, you can tell who, I mean, if you're smart, you can tell who the elite people are. They're not that, you know, unfortunately, 80% of the people out there aren't too smart or don't use their brain at least. All right. Yeah. Let's see, Monero or Ethereum for a second coin. You shouldn't buy any of them. If someone gives you one, which one's better to get for free? Depends. I mean, if you want to build something, then Ethereum. There's some interesting things you can do with Ethereum. But Monero is good because if you want to hide some money from, if you want to hide some value from, if you got a situation. So it depends. If you're involved in an illicit trade, then you need Monero, I guess. Don't be involved. Don't be involved in the bad things, people. Drugs are bad. Someone asked me the other day, like, should I have a stash of cannabis along with my Bitcoin? I said, no way, dude. No way. You want to enjoy real life. You don't want mind-altering substances. If you need mind-altering substances, you've got to have a new take on life. Man, life is awesome. Look how awesome this Bitcoin is. What it's done to my life, what it's done to other people's life. I mean, I'm loving it, man. Every day I'm doing these videos. It is such a high. I don't see how anyone would want to. I mean, you've got issues if you need to blur everything with getting drunk and doing drugs and stuff, man. Adam, King of the Trolls got his first Bitcoins through a faucet. Do you believe in faucets? No, I don't believe in it. No, they're very risky now. Back in the day, it was different. Do not get involved with faucets. How can schools teach Bitcoin? Any ideas? Yeah, they just sit them down, blockchain.info. I mean, you make up your own. Give them a wallet. Give them a simple wallet. Take it. You know, there's some people working on some educational materials. I don't know. There's ways. I want to go to Baltimore City schools and tell the kids about it, or just any schools. Schools are bad these days. Public schools are horrific. When colleges are teaching about cryptocurrencies, we're mainstream. Well, some are bringing it up now. Richard Hart has one of the best shows. Yeah, he's got a very interesting shows. Altered states are for altcoin flippers. Yeah. Did you know that in the Yeah, I know the history of Zionism. Yeah, I do. There were different people proposed having a Jewish state in different parts of the world, but there is only one place the Jewish state should be. That is the land of Israel, the home of the Jews, and that will be the eternal homeland of the Jewish people. And Jerusalem is its eternal capital of the Jewish people. What we long to return to for 2,000 years, and in 1948. The Jews did return. We wait. We're very patient. And I'm a very patient person. And that's what I try to tell people. Be patient like the Jewish people. You know, we had to wait a real long time to come back to Jerusalem. Great show, Adam. Thanks, bro. Yeah, thanks, bro. Okay, now, see, there. Now it's getting real good. Look at this, man. No, Zionism is Judaism. Zionism is if you're a Jew, you should completely believe 100% in Zionism. You should completely. You know what? There's some Jewish people that do not believe in Zionism. They're not my friends. I don't want to be friends with them at all. Don't want to be friends with them at all. Zionism is the simple belief that the Jewish people need this is the homeland. This is Israel as the home of the Jewish people. It's a very simple belief. It's a very simple concept. And I think that the world has shown that the Jews, they're not accepted in most places. They need to have a place of their own. Most people don't like the Jews. They don't want the Jews in their country. That's cool. They come to Israel. The Jewish people need a place. And it's right out here, outside my window, man. And I'm proud to be here. Love coming here. Love coming here. All right. Now people are talking about religion and stuff. All right. So if we can't talk about Bitcoin, this is going to end. Let's see if we got one more. Yeah, Tel Aviv has a sunset that is truly a religious experience. I guess it does. I hope if you think that, that's cool. That's cool. All right, pound that like button, everybody. I'm going to get out of here because there is now. I have totally. I've triggered the trolls with those last few statements. I like to end it talking about Israel. That always makes them happy. That really gets them prodded like that. That really prods them. So yeah, I'm Adam Meister. Okay. How to start a following. I just make a video every day and be hilarious and just be smart, I guess. Does having 2.1 BTC mean I am 1 in 10 million? It means you're in good shape, dude, for the future if you just hold on to that. You have a lot more than a lot of people have, really, seriously. So people are having a hard time buying one now, from what I've heard. Yes, for motivation, says Adam. Tell them that you're black. That will really piss them off. Yeah, that's an added bonus. That'll do it. You know, there's some Ethiopian Jews out there. Definitely some interesting people. Really, it's so, you know, it's cool to see Jews from all over the world that have moved, that had to flee, have had to come here because in their countries where they grew up, they got kicked out. You know, they were getting persecuted, so they all come here. So you see Jews who were from Yemen originally, or their ancestors were from Yemen for a while, and from Ethiopia. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. I like seeing it. And you know, one's from the European descent. I've been watching you for about a year. You have helped me hold Bitcoin. I'm glad. That's awesome. And that's what it's really about, holding the Bitcoin. Yeah, just be consistent. Okay, I'm not gonna. That guy's all right, guys. And I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Do check out the notes section below. Shalom Aleichem.